interactive one, less experiential one. So, how many of you here who are either healers, therapists, or who were healer, therapist, or maybe did your own healing? Anything which required you to experience and use your energy, not necessarily your energy, per se, just the energy or consciousness. Navina says she did.
Can you just say that again?
How many of you have done something healing or something related to therapy, something to do with the energy work? You might not have done for others, but you might have done for yourself too, even then. Okay? Yeah, Anna says yes. And I know Suvita does, Kripa does. I don't know about Kusum. Nishant is definitely done. Pushpa does, and Shobha does. Shiraz, she stitches a lot of dresses. That's how her energy flows. And Parveen, I don't know. Okay, so I guess we are all very creative, right? Or if not, at least we try to be. How many of you have problem in imagining or visualizing? In what percentage you have or you don't have? Navina, unmute and tell me.
Yeah, so to some extent, yes. I can't visualize, it just comes in my thoughts. So I'm not a very visual person, but it comes to my thoughts.
Okay.
Something.
So it's a knowing is what comes to you.
Right, right.
Okay. Um, so people can easily visualize. Let's say if I say that, okay, think about your some past life, I'll tell probably like think about a life of yours which had abundant resources, which had a lot of abundance. Can you imagine that life? Yeah? How many of you cannot? Parveen cannot. Kusum cannot.
Me, I can.
Oh, you can. Parveen can. Okay.
What is this? We can or cannot? Sorry, I just came.
If I tell you, imagine a life of you, your past life, where you had abundant money
Okay.
or health, can you imagine that?
Yes, I can.
Then Neha, close your eyes. Tell me, what were you? Can you explain me? Who were you?
Uh, I just seem to, the picture that comes to mind is in a very, in a big house, almost like a mansion. But somehow I can only see myself, and I'm either driving a car or I'm on a horse and in the nature
Do
with
you
my
have the sense and the feel of the abundance there?
what?
Do you have a sense or a feeling of the abundance?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty easy for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I have done certain past lives, regression, I mean. And in one of them, this was the image. I'm horse riding in the open with my hair blowing and the sun and this, that. And it's a big house, huge. And then in one of them, I was like, more like a spiritual person, like a Shakuntala. some orange garb like that. Just something in the garden on top of a mountain, something.
See, my question is exactly, I understand that it's very easy for you. Is there anyone here which is difficult for you to easily get into it? Because if that is so, it is so easy actually to figure out your blocks, to figure out your problems and transform it. So the key here for us is we can access energy, we can have connection to the consciousness, abundant consciousness, or whatever you call that, but we need to direct it towards a direction which I want. Correct? So, which direction will you send if you cannot imagine? That is the whole. That is the basis of the visualization techniques. Vision boarding, all that they do, right? That is the basics of visualization. That is this particular abundant energy. You flow it, or any source it can be. That you need to flow it in a direction where it needs to go. And most of the people have problem in visualization. So now I have access of this energy. Where do I send it? How do I send it? So in many of the groups, you might have seen, oh, something is happening like this for me. Can you please send energy? Have you seen this in many of the group? Yes, 100 people will send energy. Is that possible for you to manifest what you want using this energy? It won't magically go. You need to divert that. And the easiest way of diverting that is visualization about what you want. So that is why I'm asking everybody here, do you have any problem in visualizing? Basically, it's imagining what do you want. I have another next question. That's why before that, the first question is this.
So I have something to say. While I can imagine it clearly, but somewhere I feel there is a slight either a wall or a not resistance, but there's something, and I see that as a third person and not like me into it.
Yeah,
So that's the like there's abundance here and it's me here. It's not like this.
I know exactly what you're saying. I'll ask you another question, Nishant. Your dreams, do you dream? Do you remember your dreams? Few dreams at least.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
in your dreams, do you see yourself or you see just others? You know what I'm trying to say? Exactly what you said here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
see you and someone else, or do you see you, where you don't see yourself, but you're seeing everybody? You are interacting with them, or they're interacting with you. That is what you see. Or you see there, Nishant, who is interacting with others.
No, it's me seeing others.
Yeah, that means to say it's very easy for you also, Nishant, to imagine you being there in first person.
Okay.
There could be a little bit of a fear in the imagination because you believe that imagination is not the truth.
Kind of.
So, in such cases, what we do is we see ourselves there. Okay, in the dream itself, is someone else is there, that is a different thing. That I'm not addressing here.
Okay.
And such person needs grounding, lot of grounding exercise. Okay, but that's a different thing. The
Okay.
question here is you have to be able to be there as a first person. That means you're not going to see yourself, and everything else around you should be your imagination to such a degree that you should be able to feel that in your body. Meaning, if I'm telling Nishant, you are standing on a beach, then you should be able to feel the sand below your feet.
Hmm.
you have to go to the level of five senses have to be involved in your visualization. For example, when Neha said she's on the horse, something she said about wind, like it's windy, I'm going in that windy, that's one of the senses of the skin. See, the more you involve all these five senses, the more it becomes, your mind will believe it. So the
Okay.
key here for manifestation is, even if you want to remove the block, anything which comes under, let's say, imagination, okay, you have to involve five senses. Sometimes not all five can be involved. But the day when it becomes all five, your mind believes it as if it has already happened.
Okay.
Okay? That is when the whole idea is you have to make your mind believe it. Then your consciousness moves in the direction. Then that will happen to you.
Okay. And we need not know how it reaches there.
Yeah, forget that part. That
Okay.
part you leave it. It is
Okay.
just that you have to make your mind believe that it has happened. And the only way mind will believe is when its experiences are rich, more hurtful, more joyous, more vibrant, more satisfying. All of these mind will believe. So you need to bring those five senses to yourself and make that real. Now, if there is a third person, that is Nishant is standing there and something else is happening, then who is experiencing that? Not this Nishant. That Nishant is experiencing it. Then you lose the five senses experiences.
Okay.
So, so that is why, even when you want to think that, okay, my abundance, what are the blocks towards it, which I want to just figure out the blocks even in terms of five senses. Then your idea of removing the blocks will be like, when none of these senses are there, that means mind will believe that it's gone. It's not there anymore. On the contrary, whatever your goal, achievement, forget about your block, bring that very rich experience, like, so that it's possible for your mind to believe it. Then you don't need to actually remove any block. Because if the block were to be there, that imagination did not happen to you. Block happened to you. Now,
Okay.
if you start making it so rich for you, that experience, that means
Hmm.
block is not there. Because it happened to you. Mind will believe it has happened, no?
Okay.
Because why mind believes it happened? Let's see that way. We remember everything whichever happened in the past for us. I'm not talking about past life. I'm talking about just the current life past.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we believe that? Can somebody tell me why?
Because we have fully experienced it in all the
Yes,
senses.
exactly. You fully experienced it. And that means to say you know that it happened. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's a perception which you have stored in your mind. It didn't happen that way. It's a perception you stored in that way. That means you have judgment about it. You have your own opinion about it. And those things they will come alive when the mind processes that particular image. So what's the mind can store? Image. Just an image. But the processor, which is in our body and head, the mind per se, will extract your experience related to that picture. Okay? Experiment.
Okay.
One birthday of yours or your child birthday. One birthday. Everybody imagine that. Randomly let your mind choose a birthday. Allow it to randomly come up to you, okay? You don't forcibly choose. Let one birthday come up, okay? Do you have the picture? You have the picture in your head, that birthday, something. It may be the cake, it may be some friend who came, it may be, you getting ready, it may be the dress. Usually, dress people don't remember. And something. One image came which just told you this is the birthday. Okay? Now go a little more deeper. What is that in that birthday which you remember actually?
The emotions, feelings.
Maybe somebody's comment, or maybe if it's your child birthday, how the child enjoyed, foo of the candle, something which is hit you at that time is what you remember. You don't remember the taste of that cake or the sweets which you got. You don't remember that. Right? Because of that one, some particular thing, today, this, when I asked the question, mind brought this picture for you. You have also had many, many birthdays. Why other birthdays did not come? They were not impactful. Maybe one birthday you expected some nice gift from your spouse, but you never got. So you'll remember it very well. Whether it is a good or bad, what I'm trying to say is what is impactful for the mind is what mind stores. Okay, we understood this. So, what does it tell? Our brain, we are just taking as brain, but we don't know where is the memory actually. Okay, wherever the memory is, these pictures are stored just like picture. It's like a 2D picture, let's say. Okay, any photo, like what we take photo in our mobile cameras, exactly like that. They don't have any feeling, they don't have any story. They have only one 2D picture of a moment. It's a fraction of a moment, that's all. But when it comes to the cache memory, let's say, or the primary memory, what happens? Immediately the processor will work on it. It will find the story behind it. It will get all the beliefs, it will get all the experience which happened at that time will be given to you. From where these experiences are coming? They are never stored. They are made up by the mind, like how it perceived or processed at that time. You got it? What I'm saying? So that is an algorithm which was applied on the picture. And the output of that algorithm was your perception.
But that perception has to be stored somewhere, right? From where it pulls.
No, it is not. It's exactly like you have Word document stored on a computer. It is just a Word document. Now you take that, you present it to people, or you sit, read it and cry, make it a story, publish. It's all up to you. What do you do? It's your processing. So the processing part is never stored, because if that is so, then you'll have huge need of huge memory. Like how Google keeps showing, 15 rupees for some 1 month, 50 GB or something like that, people will start selling you them. That is why we do not actually remember all the events across lifetimes, we don't remember. But doesn't mean that we have not stored it as picture. They're there deep down. Now I'll throw another thing for you.
I have three questions.
Say it again.
I have three questions. Should I ask later?
No, hold on, hold on.
Okay, okay, okay.
So we all realized it is a dumb camera machine which will store your pictures.
I just want to clarify one thing, can I?
Is that question?
This is related to just now what you said.
Say it.
You said for Nishan that, are you in the dream or you're just looking at it,
Huh.
seeing other people?
Huh.
What if you are in the dream also?
You
And
you
you will
have
be
to
able
be
to.
in the dream. Meaning you're saying that you are seeing Neha doing stuff.
Hmm.
That Neha requires a lot of grounding.
Okay.
That is a different topic altogether, Neha.
Okay. I was just trying to
It
understand
is
what's the
neither
difference.
bad nor good. It's just that a lot of grounding is required.
Okay.
Okay, can
Yep.
I also ask a question related to what you just said?
Okay, when I've said yes to Neha, then Nishant gets it. Okay, tell me.
No, I also had it, but I was just waiting. No, I'm saying, see, somewhere that perception, because there could have been hundreds of perceptions or views,
Exactly.
but this one
Absolutely.
which got picked because you experienced it that time. So somewhere
Exactly.
this has to be there, somewhere.
No. See, it
Then
is
how will you pick up that one only?
that is your intelligence is so much that just like how I told you, do not pull a memory, allow the memory to come up. For whatever reason, your mind chose that particular birthday. So, the same way in our life, as we are doing, required to whatever right now will be picked up by the mind. So, many times, what happens is you go for a session. I've heard a lot of people saying that I have healed it, I have already done that, but still I'm seeing the same thing. Why? Because one birthday, one moment has several emotions. You felt very happy, you also got irritated, something in any situation. It is not just one photo. There are so many, probably you stored, let's say, what do you say, keys, which you can link to your current need for that photo, and then that only will be shown. Basically, context. For example, somebody goes and takes a picture in front of Mysore Palace, let's say. That picture is stored. Now, this person is talking to somebody, some friend, and then the context comes that all of us went holiday for summer holidays. I took my child here, I took my child here. So, context is what? Summer holiday. Then she may remember this Mysore Palace picture. But that also might remind her of her family in Mysore and maybe a fight with that family. Then she wouldn't like that picture standing in front of the palace. So she may mention it to her, she may not mention it to her because it's a context. So, based on this context, we seem to pick up whatever it is there in the memory. Our dreams are also very contextual. It's not a random dream. It will be mostly related to probably whatever we underwent the whole day. And to understand that it might happen, or it might be giving you some kind of a subconscious talk with you, giving you suggestions, but there is a context. So, this is related to how we pick up each different emotions. Now, if you're understanding that my memory per se is picture stored, because mostly memories are picture stored. Now the thing is, then how do I get a picture which is of my imagination? How is that possible? Which I've not seen, I've not gone, I've not experienced it.
It's probably somewhere in the collective consciousness, somewhere.
It could be collective consciousness, it could be your past experiences which
Past.
you cannot comprehend because that
Could
didn't
be
happen
also
in your life. But it cannot be imagination. If you
could
break
be
this,
past life also, Isha, right?
that's what I'm
Past
saying.
life.
Somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
when I say
in this
past
life, I'm
experience,
not, it is past life also, right?
yeah, when I say past experience, which you cannot comprehend, that is basically past life. But past life is a very time based thing which we talk being in the present. There is no such thing as that. That is why it is very easy to access the future and access the past. Past, when I'm saying, is this is my current life, and the future is not yet happened. Let's say the next, photo frame, and then behind, before I could come, all that frames of picture. The word imagination is itself is making up the image, which doesn't involve emotions, memory, understanding, processing, giving the context. So any picture can get any kind of context for you. And this is what we usually use in all intuitive, whichever work which involves intuition or intuitive stuff is exactly like this. There is no reality. Whatever birthday picture you saw is also not real when it comes to how you felt about it. There is no proof. It is very contextual at that moment with the things which happened and how did you perceive it, which can change. Very easily it can change. So what they say is, if it's just an image which is stored, then even your future is already stored somewhere and you're accessing that. How to make it real?
How to access it?
Imagine. How do you make it's very easy to imagine that. But how do you make it real? That is the biggest problem we all face. It's very easy to imagine our manifestation. Okay, I want 1 crore. It's very easy for me to imagine that my bank statement shows so many zeros. It's easy. Imagination is easy, very easy. So that's why first question I asked any is there anyone here who has problem in imagination? Because that's altogether a different thing. Imagining is so easy. That means remember it has happened somewhere, sometime for you. But my question would be, or my problem is, how do I make that real for me and right now? That is the only challenge we have. That's all, no? Such a silly challenge, actually. It's easy. We just need to practice.
Exactly, that was going on in my mind. Okay, you imagined it, but how do you direct it here?
Exactly. Manifestation is that's all. And the whole world is trying to crack it. But it is as easy as this. Remember this. At least if you can believe it, that every image is a photograph I've clicked. At least you can imagine, you can believe this. Think about your mobile, okay? If the picture is there, either you clicked it or you got it from your WhatsApp or Instagram somewhere. It came to you and you stored it, okay? If you can believe that, whatever you want, also, if you're able to imagine, that means you've clicked it somewhere.
Um, can imagination, so even imagination, what do you want to create as an imagination is also stored somewhere.
You cannot create, you are not creative person at all. It is already there, so somehow accessed it. And because it didn't happen so far in the current life, you called it as imagination.
So who has created it?
Yeah?
Who has created it?
We don't know. Maybe, as you said, collective consciousness, but you were involved. That's why you took that photo. Observer effect says what? If I have seen it, that means it has happened. If I have not seen it, that means it didn't happen. Now, if you've seen it, then you click the photo, that is why it is there. That means it happened to you.
So what if I see the photo in the collective consciousness of somebody else, but not me? Is that possible?
Who saw it?
I'm seeing it. I want.
That means you saw it. That means you were somewhere seeing there and clicking
Somewhere there's a
photo of
connection.
others.
So somewhere there's a connection.
Yes, there's always a connection. Otherwise, that photo won't exist in your memory.
So my mind also has the collective consciousness.
Yes, of course, you're part of the big collective consciousness. And there is a reason why you saw that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
But if
Because
I
we,
or each of us is the collective consciousness, everybody has everything, right?
but that's what the observer effect says. If you have seen it, only that happens to you. Now, let's say I saw moon and Anna did not see the moon. So for Anna, moon did not happen. For me, it happened. Now you can say that no, 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 moon is there for everybody. But for Anna, it's not there because she didn't see. There is no way she can prove that there is a moon if she has not seen it.
So basically, for that person, there's a veil of forgetfulness or no
See,
correction of
that is
context.
it. If they have some amnesia, some forgetfulness, that is a
Whatever,
total different
whatever.
thing.
Okay.
Okay? But if we are saying that images can be there only if you have witnessed it across time and space, because we call that imagination just because I cannot perceive that in my current life, then it is rest assured that either it's going to happen in the future or it has already happened in some past. If you are able to believe this one thing which we just said here, it's very easy for you to manifest your what you want. Because you've been there, done that, and you know it. You've experienced it.
Wow.
And if that is not happening, then the question will come, what is that I'm using as a block? Meaning, something happened with that crore for me, which I don't like. So now I am consciously not choosing that. That will be your block. So we say that in the visualization techniques, what we say is we visualize, 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 visualize because we are training our mind to accept that. Only when you are able to accept that, when you are able to live that life, then your consciousness will flow in that path and it will make it happen to you. Now, if I'm very cautious about not to get that 1 crore because something happened to me at that time and I don't remember, visualization won't happen to me. I can't force it. Or I will see a third person there who is doing that. Because there are some block, some fear, which is blocking my 5 senses. And we don't know, we don't remember it because it happened somewhere in the past, or it's yet to happen in the future.
So it doesn't come to fruition or actual or real till all the five senses experience it, or it could be.
Mostly, as much as possible. It should become as real as good for you. Because remember, fear also has all 5 senses. It is
Okay.
as true as your desire. Fear is as true as your desire. Now, the question is which one will win?
Hmm.
So, if fear is winning, that will come into fruition, no? But you just try to believe this every day that your imagination, whatever you're doing, if it's easy for you and you enjoy your imagination, just try this much enough. Enjoy your imagination. Forget about your blocks, everything. Enjoy your imagination. That means to say, whatever you have already clicked and kept, you're able to accept that and see how your life goes towards it.
So
I
what you're saying is, if you already can see it, if experience,
Yeah.
you have at least gone one step ahead towards that experience and
Yes.
reality.
Yes. And what happens is, okay, I can't imagine a crore in my life. But when I start imagining it with those numbers, everything, it becomes a possibility for me. And slowly I will add my five senses in how I'll enjoy that 1 crore. Then it becomes okay for me to have 1 crore. Because we are not ready, Nishant. Several things in our life we are not ready, but we say that I want it.
Hmm.
So we need to train ourselves to get into that place and shoes. And we need to feel comfortable having that money. It's not about just money, it can be anything.
True.
Yeah, Supriya.
I'm trying to get the hang of it. For example, I'm at certain level I'm understanding what you're saying, and I've done that work. But yeah, there are a lot of buts. For example, if I know I can be a world class therapist, and I've done the work, I've stopped somewhere in between. So the desire is there to do, uh, but I'm not doing it. I'm not taking the necessary action also for that. I'll be thinking, "Aaj karna hai," but I'm not doing that. So me thinking or visualizing that I'm falana, falana, whatever, will help me navigating the
Blocks.
blocks. So in a way, if I decode it a little in my way, it is like we are giving the energy automatically when we are desiring. In our brain, the neurons are firing, the synapses are happening, and every day it's like driving a car at the mental level, of course. And by doing that, as you said, the all five senses, somewhere, we snap and chalo karte hain. I don't know how,
Yeah. You don't
whatever,
even
whatever,
decide.
yes,
You won't even decide.
we don't
You will be
decide. So
pushed into
whatever,
that place and then you will naturally flow with it.
so all the perceived and not perceived blocks will
Yes, slowly they will
disappear.
go. And if you really want to make faster, then whatever fears pops out, denial pops out, or disbeliefs pops out, you will address it.
Yes.
It naturally happens. But to start off, what do you desire? Imagine, enjoy that. And then you will be able to work on whatever comes up.
Yeah, like every time we have written the I have written the manifestations और मुझे लगता है वो 4 दिन के बाद वो कहीं पड़े रहते हैं and then next time me and my friend again will start and I'm like यार पिछली बार ही लिखा था so this is what I always think कि ऐसे लगा के रखो रोज प्रिया पढ़ो whether you know achieve or don't achieve go there so yeah it makes more sense to me.
So that what could be happening in that case? Your mind has perceived as much as okay, I can put it there, I'll read it anyway. And it goes out of context.
No, when I've written also I have seen I am not watch I'm not reading it also so it has
So
overlapped.
some amount of enjoying that dream you have to do it. You have to indulge in
Definitely.
enjoying that to make
Definitely.
it real for you.
Yeah,
Then
that's an
reality will
interesting.
flow.
Let's, yeah, it's interesting. Chalo, I think I'll do that and let you know how.
Little by little, when you just, sit there and daydream, this will start. Yeah? Someone had raised the hand. Who was that? I didn't see.
Anna addressed mine.
Anna.
Hmm.
Where's Anna? Anna is there. Tell me, Anna.
Yeah, what I was saying is when you have created a thought, imagine something, it is already there available
It's
for you.
already there,
But
actually.
the problem is we are not vibrating in that frequency.
Exactly. We need to get there.
Yeah, so the universe and that frequency has to be maintained throughout the day. It cannot be only while visualizing or only 2 times in a day, or you have to live that 24 by 7.
Yes.
And that has to
Yes.
be replicated every day. And even if you get it, if you drop out of it, again you lose it. That's why
So,
people who win lotteries, they lose it also. Once they get it, they lose it also because then
yeah.
they
So
come in
another
the lack
thing
or whatever.
is,
Yeah.
it will be, let's say if I want 1 crore, throughout the day, how do I stay with that energy? That energy is, I'm not talking about crore energy. I'm talking about the joy of having it. That energy I'm talking. Okay. How do I stay with that?
It's be
It's
Yeah.
from
very,
joy, bliss, peace, happiness, gratitude, all these high frequency.
yes. So what happens is that's why people do affirmations. But affirmations also have to be felt. It cannot be just one word which you keep saying. Or once in a while sitting there and while we're sipping the coffee and tea, how does a person sip the coffee tea who has got a crore? This is how you will kind of have to imagine yourself as that as much as possible. It may not be happening throughout the day, but in your back of your mind this is always running. See, it is very easy for us. Once again, Navina, it is very easy for us when there is some, let's say, which is that I'll give you an example. You have to file tax. Until you do that, it's running in your head, right? Provide that document, provide this. Oh gosh, I have to do this. Is there, right? This is how in the back of your mind it should be running. So naturally you will start going towards it and slowly you will start few things coming, which is indicating that yes, it is flowing in that direction. It means the consciousness is flowing in that direction. And 21 days is for your mind to believe. 42 days for your consciousness to flow in the direction. 3 months for it to manifest. You have to stay put.
Yeah, because it takes time to come into the physical realm also to become
Exactly.
matter. Yeah.
It has to become as dense as it could become in the physical reality. Navina. After Navina, Suvita.
Yeah, so what I was telling, as you said, suppose now when I'm visualizing crore and so to stay with it the entire day, if I keep on imagining, okay, when 1 crore come, I will do this, I will do plan the things, what
See,
excites
Navina,
me
what
while
happens
doing.
is when you are doing day-to-day tasks, right? You will be busy in
Right.
something else thinking, and this will go.
Yeah.
But in your
Right.
back of your mind, it should be just there. It should linger there.
Yeah, so if I'm looking forward, okay, I'll do my daily whatever stuff I have to do. But at the back of mind, if I think, okay, what are the to-do list? I mean, the things which I will do when I
It
get
is
a
not
crore.
even like a to-do list or a responsibility. It is a
Not
desire.
respond, not responsible. Like I'll enjoy. Probably I'll go for a vacation. I'll do this. I'll do that.
You will think like that. If
That
I have
gives
a
the
crore, what do I do
excitement.
first thing? Wow, I do
Yeah,
that. And how do I showcase myself like this?
right.
How would my statement would look? Oh, like this.
Yeah,
Some
or this is
little
how
bit
I
thing which
look,
should
and yeah,
make you feel that.
yeah. I mean, the basically feel the excitement. Like when I have a crore, it's like oh, it's like
Again, five
keeping the
senses.
excitement.
That is where the
Yeah,
five senses
keeping the
comes into
excitement.
picture.
Yeah, keeping the excitement throughout. That is what I'm saying. Like even small. Okay, I'll do this. I'll do charity. I'll buy this dress. I'll meet this person. I'll if I have this. Like lot many things if I keep on doing on a daily and keep on writing. Like involve my writing, involve my thoughts, and then the five senses. So that is what will. I think according to me, it will keep my
And everybody
momentum.
has their own method to do this. Some people
Right.
want to write, some people want to just sit there and visualize. It's up to each of them. But the crux of the idea is you should move
Right.
towards it. You
Right.
need it so much. You need that so much. The desire should become really strong, as in five senses strong.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, Sweeta.
Aisha. Actually, all these years, no, I had a doubt. Since 2008, I had done this law of attraction, visualizing techniques and all. So there was a big doubt for me. See, whatever I visualize, it will happen, but only in materialistic, this finance, this abundance, there was a block for me. So now I got an answer because, as you know, even my ancestor property also, I have never thought of it. So now
Magically, it cannot come to you.
I know. So I really got this clarity now. Once I had discussed with my mentor, I said, see, only this materialistic part is not happening to me. Then she said, you love your thoughts. Even I did that, but still it didn't work actually to certain extent.
It should be like the desire to have that land and I'll go to any extent to get it. It should
Oh,
be like that.
okay. So now I really got a lot of clarity.
Yeah. And then you can't just keep on visualizing and sit there and don't act upon it.
Mm.
Action has to happen in your life.
True.
Yeah, it is like dance without a music is nonsense.
Yeah. True.
But Ishani, it
You
can't
have
be.
to have to both.
But it can't be out of desperation also, that I wanted out of
No, it cannot be
desperation. Yeah,
desperation.
it has to be
It's that
surrender.
beautiful desire.
Yeah, it has to be
It cannot
surrender.
be desperation.
Yeah, it has to be surrender, flow, and
Yeah.
also then you cannot have grudges towards. You cannot have those low
Yeah, you
thoughts,
can't do that.
like you're busy fighting
See,
with your husband, neighbor. You have bad thoughts, and
yeah,
on
yeah.
inside you want this. It is not going to happen. It
Yeah.
gets
See,
neutralized.
when you are desperate, the energy, the texture of the energy is lack. And there also will manifest. But it is never good for you. And it'll never stay with you. So you need to have that desire of like, even if I don't get it, nothing happens to me. However, if I get it, all of this will happen to me. That is the feel of rich, abundant feeling.
Also, if you are aiming for it from a void, then also once you receive it, you will not feel that joy.
Yeah, the void is again the
Yeah.
lack mentality. Okay, so we need to observe how we are operating. Am I excited about it? Do I really want it? If I want it, that how it would be for me. This is how the manifestation can come to you. And when it becomes a habit, or when you internalize it, let's say, you don't have to do any course. You'll start seeing the changes in your life. And you know how easily this can happen. However, you don't have to keep the final goal very clearly, because it has its own unique way of manifesting through you. So you should match up with that five senses which you thought. If that comes to you in reality, then you achieved it. Okay? And don't make anything as a process. I have to get up in the morning and I have to do like this. Sooner or later you will burn out and you'll think that nothing happens, yeah, whatever you do it. That's where I'm trying to say, internalize it. Where it should become you. It should not be a set to do process which should be done at this time in the morning or whatever. Those all won't work. The moment it becomes you totally and completely, that is when it can work. So you figure it out. Okay? That's about it today. All the best for your visualization. And let's enjoy. Let's hear your stories sometimes later. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Ishani.
you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
Ishani.
you.
Today's
Thank
class
you,
is
teacher.
amazing. Very nice.
Do you
Thank
think I
you.
should put up in the YouTube and share it?
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, please, because I need to watch it again. I got distracted. The Mali came.
Yeah, really. Thank you, Bob.
Okay, I'll put it up there. Let's watch.
Please.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Take care, all of you.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
God bless.